All right. Good morning. Thursday, 6 a.m. I'm Coach Steph. Real quick, there's an announcement. There's this thing called the Combine you've never heard of, and we have not been announcing it for 2 straight months every single morning. For real, we do need some volunteers. If you are free and you want to come, you get some cool swag like a t-shirt and some other free stuff, and you get to spend some time with your friends, which is cool. But we are in need of some more volunteers, just so that's our big thing. If you have not signed up and you do plan to participate in the combine, at this point, you would not get a t-shirt because we've already put in the t-shirt order. You could still compete, but you need to let us know by Saturday. Then after that, the registration is closed. So I'm being silly, but actually, really, truly, there are some real things. All right, our warm up. It's a 5 minute, as many rounds as possible. The first 3 minutes, we'll run through the first three exercises over and over. And then the last 2 minutes, you're going to run 2 laps outside. So the first exercise is Spider-Man step-ups. We're in that tall plank. Bring one foot up next to your hands and twist in towards your knee. Okay, really sit those hips down. I don't know if anyone else is really sore from yesterday, the squats, but I am. So really get that full stretch in your inner thighs. The second one is handcuffs. So we're lying on our stomach. You put your hands out in front, grab your wrist, and then you put your hands behind you and grab your wrist. Each one of these counts as a rep. So it's 1, and then it's 2, 3, 4. So you do all the way up to 10. Then you come all the way to standing. You do 10 skater jumps, and then you're back on the ground for Spider-Man step-ups again. Okay. The mic is doing that thing, isn't it, Joanna? Is it crackly again? A little bit. All right. Sorry. I'm going to play with the mic a little bit. You have sets of 10 for everything for the first 3 minutes. Okay. We put 5 minutes on the clock. You can get started on Spider-Man step-ups. All right. So, oh, good. You can get started. Go work. So 10 Spider-Man step-ups, 5 each side. Then we've got 10 handcuffs. And then the skater jumps are really 5 each side. So they're kind of quick. By the time you get up, you do them really fast. Takes 10 seconds, you're back down. Good. Go work. Good. We just keep rolling through Spider-Man step-ups, handcuffs, skaters. About 1 more minute of rolling through. All right, as we're finishing up, we're gonna stand up. We're gonna head outside, 2 laps. Inside, as you're finishing up, Joanna, if you wanna keep working on skaters, you have 2 minutes of body weight cardio. So if you wanna do some high knees, if you wanna do the skater, I personally like skater jumps. You've got skips or jacks. There's Dolly. Yay. So 2 minutes just to get that heart rate up a little bit. I'm gonna change your screen. Good morning, Dolly. So we're just finishing up our warm-up. We're at the 2 minutes of cardio part. I am switching your screen so you can see the workout. If you want to talk to Joanna, in here, it's a partner workout. I restructured it for you and for people who are watching the replay because they won't have a partner. So they have 12 minutes to get everything done as partners, but a lot of it's you go, I go. It might be harder for you. So I structured it so you do every minute on the minute, 6 rounds. They just have 5, but it's a little different. Mostly like leg lowers, RDLs, you'll need some kind of kettlebells. A weighted sit up, you could just hold something overhead, like the kettlebell or whatever. And a squat, a press, same thing. So 12 minutes for 2 exercises, going back and forth. There's Laura. There's a 3-minute transition between the 12-minute sections because in here they've got to pull weights off for deadlifts and slap on weights and warm up and stuff. So it's a longer transition than 12 minutes for the second part, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. So just about everybody is back. So let's go over format. And I apologize ahead of time. So in the 5 a.m., I went over with this, trying to explain it. I think I over explained it. There are 2 sections, each one is 12 minutes. So it does not, first, you're going to need a partner in here, and we can have a set of 3 if we need to. However, we want to set that up. You need a partner, and then you're going to pick whether you start at set 1 or set 2. You work for 12 minutes at whichever one you start. So let's say I start at set 1. I'm going to work for 12 minutes to try and get in 5 rounds. There, it says on the slide 2-minute transition. I'm going to give you 3 because you're going to need a little bit of extra time. And then you move into set 2 for 12 minutes, if that makes sense. Okay. The different sets are, first one is with your partner, you do a synchronized knee raise. So coming over to the bars, the big thing is when you're bringing your knees up, make sure everything is drawn in and tightened, okay? And you're not swinging. As I get through, like as I get more and more reps, I start to like lose control here in my core. And what I end up doing is I start going like this and I start kicking my feet back. And now I'm swinging back and forth. And you want to prevent that. So if you need to touch your toes on the ground to keep yourself steady, that's fine. But make sure you get 20 full hanging knee raises. If hanging bothers you, I had like 3 people in the last session whose shoulders bother them. That's fine. Come on down onto the floor and you'll do 20 leg lowers instead. Just bringing your legs down and up 20 times. I'll be honest, 20 leg lowers is harder than 20 hanging knee raises. Okay. So the modification is actually meaner than the actual exercise. You do 20 synchronized together with your partner or partners. And then you come to the bar and you're going to do 20 deadlifts. They're in a you go, I go fashion. And they are set up this way because that is the exercise in the combine. it's 20. So what we learned from the last session is we've been working on sets of maybe 6 or 3. Your grip is going to hurt. So keep that in mind. Okay. To set up for that deadlift, make sure your hands are about a thumb's distance away from your legs. Okay. When I start off, I'm coming to standing and I'm pushing my hips forward. This is what allows it to be counted as a rep. So make sure you're fully extended at the top and then bring it down. And as you're coming up, the bar stays really close to your legs. Okay, it's almost like you're shaving your legs with the bar, standing and then back down. And the big mistake that I see from a lot of people is they have a rounded top when they pick it up, their shoulders are rounded at the top. Try and pinch your shoulder blades together in the back to prevent that, to make sure your back is nice and flat. 20 deadlifts. So one partner goes 20 and then the other partner goes 20. If your combine partner's here, in the combine, the rule is that you have to have the same weight on the bar. If you are not competing in the combine, you do not have to use the same weight on your bar as your partner. So I had some partnerships, like there actually was a male-female partnership in the last group, just how it worked out. There was an uneven amount. So clearly the male lifted a little heavier than the female. That's fine with me. Okay. But it's 5 rounds. You're doing 100 of each of these exercises. Okay. If you want to split it up a little differently, also like one of the groups, they use the same weight, but one had to take a little longer. Like one did more than the other. I don't care. Just get 100 done. If that makes sense. Okay. For the second set, we're going to be over on this side of the room. You're going to do weighted sit-ups. So just going to hold the plate up. The key with this one, and I know that they just released the workout on Facebook. Can you guys see me? They can't see me on the thing. I just want them to be able to see because it's boring. Okay, so for the weighted sit-ups, okay, you're lying down holding it flat. You've got to rise all the way up so that you're perpendicular with the floor and your arms are locked out. Okay, that last workout I think was released on Facebook last night. You will do this with a heavy rope. You're going to hold it with your partner. If you two want to practice that, there were some groups in the last session who held the rope and practiced. Your shoulders have to touch the floor at the same time, I think is what they made the rule. And that you have to be up at the top at the same time. That's what counts as synchronized. You have 20 of these, okay? Same thing if your shoulders are bothering you. I had a few people in the last session. Instead of holding it straight up, if you want to hug the plate to your chest and come up for the sit-up, that's fine. And then in here, you have 20 heavy wall balls, okay? So we don't have the option of any of the 6s or the 8s. You've got to either take, well, I think actually we have 1 8 out, but make sure when you're throwing, okay, the mistake people make is they just use their arms like a chest pass in basketball. What you want to do is use your legs to drive that ball up. Use your legs and hit the blue up there. You can be as close to the wall as you need to be. You don't have to throw it from the line. So I usually am like just this distance and throwing it. Make sure use your legs to help you drive it up, okay? And then catch in that squat, okay? So you work on partners and then figure out where you would like to start. If you want to start on this side of the room, the sit-ups, wall balls, or that side deadlifts, okay? And at home, I'll go over what they're doing. You want to work with them? All right, at home, they're working out partners. So you're just going to do set 1. You're going to do, instead of the hanging knee raises, you're just going to do 15 leg lowers, okay? So when you do them, shoulder blades stay slightly off the floor, and you're bringing your legs up and down 15 times. You're going to do that for that first minute. I know, Dolly and Joanna, are you partnering? Or are you going to follow the every minute on the minute? Are you doing every minute on the minute? Okay, cool. So it's 12 minutes. They're working on 5 rounds each. I'm going to have you do every minute on the minute just so that you stay, because it's hard to work out a partnership. Okay, so first minute, just 15 leg lowers. And then the second minute is an RDL. You can either use a single kettlebell and you're holding it in front of you, bending at the hips. Everything else stays flat. Your back stays flat, your legs stay flat. You just lower down and come back up. You can do a single kettlebell or you can have 2 dumbbells, same movement, doesn't matter. And it's similar to the deadlift in that it stays close to your legs. That's the key. The RDL feels like a stretch in your hamstrings, the backs of your legs and your glutes. So just sliding down and sliding up 10 for that second minute. So leg lowers for the first minute, RDLs for the second, then go back to leg lowers and then RDLs. So you'll do 6 of each. Okay, cool. All right, I will do my best to give you the warning that the next minute is coming, but hopefully I don't get like distracted. Okay. All right, how are you guys set for the deadlifts? Okay. It's 20. I would recommend chalk, yes. You solid? And then Amy's doing these with it. Okay. She's my running buddy. I said I love. Okay, you don't even think about it. Yeah. All right, they're just finishing figuring out who's going where. So I'm going to set up that timer with a 12. All right, so you're staying in your rounds. If you are doing the weighted sit-ups and wall ball, you do 5 rounds. You're just staying here. Get 5 rounds done. I will be honest, it was tight and some people did not finish all 5 rounds. So don't feel badly if you don't, okay? Same thing for deadlifts. You're just going back and forth between the hanging knee raises and the deadlifts. It was tight. Some groups did not finish all 5 rounds. So keep that in mind, okay? All right, 12 minutes on the clock. And then at home, you're doing every minute on the minute. You're starting with leg lowers. All right, we're starting 10 seconds. All right, we are go 3, 2, 1, and go. Good, good hanging knee raises, Joanna. Yes. Nice. Oh, everyone's synchronized. Go work. Oh. Go work, go work. Good. This is you go, I go, but if as a threesome, however you want to do it, I would probably, like Angie's the factor. I would wait till he's done and then go. Does that make sense? Because you're practicing for the Godbite. She's not. She can do whatever she wants. Plus, she's Angie. She can do whatever she wants. Good. Yes. Good. Solid wall balls, Annie. Good. As I catch. All right. So at home, you are back to those leg lowers for the minute in 2, 1, and 15. Go work. Good job on the leg lowers. Next minute, you're moving to those RDLs. In here, you're almost at the 9-minute mark. So you should be through round 1 and maybe somewhere into round 2. Keep that in mind to get it done. At home, we've got RDLs in 3, 2, 1, and RDLs for the minute. 10 RDLs, a whole minute to get them done. Oh, Joanna, holy cow. So I'm pretty sure Joanna is doing 2 45-pound kettlebells for RDLs. This is it, Joanna. Yes. Good work. Good work. Good work. At home, you are now moving into the next minute where you're on leg lowers. 15 in 3, 2, 1, and go. Good job at home. We're switching over to those RDLs, correct? Okay. In 2, 1, you've got 10 RDLs. You've got the minute to do it. But the sooner you get it done, the longer of a rest period you have. All right, time check in here. You have just over 6 minutes. So we should be done with round 2, midway through round 3 at this point. At home, you're moving back into those leg lowers. We start leg lowers in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, at home, we're moving to those RDLs. 10 in 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, Dolly pulled out the big dumbbells as well. Yes. Good work, ladies. Good job. All the movement coming from the hips looks good. Good form. All right, at home, moving into those leg lowers. 3, 2, and 1. Good. In here, we're almost at the 3-minute mark. So we need to be into round 4 to get all 5 rounds done. I know some of us are just starting round 4. At home, you're moving into RDLs in 2, 1, and you can get started with RDLs. I almost lost at home. You are moving into knee raises or the leg lowers. Sorry about that. Good. Good job, Dolly. Good job getting it done, Joanna. Yes. All right, just over a minute left into round 4 or 5. At home, last time we've got RDLs 3, 2, and 1. All right, last minute in here. Good work. Good sit-ups, ladies. Good wall balls, Amy. We are at 30-second mark in here. Good job. All right, we're at the 15-second mark in here. At home, you should be finishing up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. In here, I'm going to put 3 minutes on the clock. You have 3 minutes to real quick wipe down what you used. In here, the deadlifts, you've got to take the weights off the bars. You got to strip the bars because they're going to come over and use different weights. Okay. You do not have to spray the plates. You notice the center part of these bumper plates, the rubber plates, are starting to rust. It's because we're spraying them. Either spray the paper towel or just wipe it down with a paper towel. Okay. In here, the group that was doing deadlifts and knee hangs, you're moving over to the wall balls, and you'll need a plate to do those weighted sit-ups. People who are using the wall balls and weighted sit-ups, you're going to figure out your weights for deadlifts. Keep in mind you're doing 20. So go much, much lighter than you have been in the past. As you're working on that, I'm going to explain at home. At home, you're moving into set 2. So you've got a weighted sit-up, any kind of weight. If you've got a plate, if you've got a kettlebell, I would hold a kettlebell by the actual round part, not the handle. I would hold it, yes, like upside down, so that the heavy part I'm holding up overhead. And what you want to do is lock it out. I have a kettlebell here. I don't know why I didn't grab it. So, kettlebell. I would hold it here, but you want to lock out your arms when you do those sit-ups, and you're coming all the way to rising so that your back, everything is perpendicular with the floor, okay? And your elbows are locked out, okay? So I'll be honest, this is a 10-pound kettlebell. I wouldn't go much higher than like 10 or 15, okay? You have 10 weighted sit-ups for the first minute. And then the second minute, you can take this same weight, or you might be able to do a little more if you've got dumbbells, but it's a squat to press, so driving it overhead. That full squat, make sure butt is at least at knee level, and then driving overhead straight up so that you're in a straight line. You have 2 dumbbells. The limiting weight will be whatever you can press with your shoulders, but it's not a strict press, so you can use more weight than you would with just going straight up and down, because your legs will help you. So I would say, like, if I were doing this, I would use 2 20-pound dumbbells, maybe even 25s, kind of judge from that, okay? Does that make sense? First minute weighted sit-up, second minute squat to press. Okay, and the squat to press is supposed to imitate the wall ball. So if you're at home and you have a wall ball and you have space and you're not going to wake up people, by all means, you can do, in here they're doing 20 wall balls. But with the squat to press, because you're probably going to use more weight, we kept that number down to 10. Okay. Again, the over-explaining, I'm sorry. All right. So we should just be finishing figuring out what our weights are. All right. And again, if you're doing deadlifts in here with your partner, you don't have to use the same bar. You can, but we have enough bars in here that we don't have to share. All right, so you can start in either one, don't care. You can either start with your, it's the hanging knee raises. And again, if you're not gonna do hanging knee raises, leg lowers. I know you just did sit-ups, super fun. But you can start either one, but you're doing the hanging knee raises or leg lowers, and then you're doing the deadlifts. And you're just staying here, switching back and forth, trying to get through 5 rounds. Over here, you're doing the weighted sit-up with that rope, and then you're moving into those heavy wall balls, okay? And you're just staying in this area. All right, and at home, you're switching back and forth between weighted sit-ups and squat to presses, but you're every minute on the minute, since it's hard to get to do a partner workout from there. All right, 12 minutes on the clock. We start in 10 seconds. I'm gonna turn up that music. All right. We are going 3, 2, 1, and go. Good. Weighted sit-ups. Good work, good work. Good form, Laura. Looks good. Good. Nice flat back. Good. Solid sit-ups, guys. Good work. Yes. At home, you are now switching to that squat to press in 3, 2, 1, and go. Yes. Oh, I like how you're going ground to overhead, Joanna. Looks good. Good form, Dolly. Yes. 2 dumbbells. Good work. Good deadlifts. Yes. Good work, Annie. Yes. And good hip extension. Good wall balls, Ricky. Looks good. Good, Bobby Joe. Yes. And good job pinching those shoulder blades in the back to keep it flat back. Looks good. All right, at home, you're back to weighted sit-ups. 3, 2, 1, and 10 weighted sit-ups. Good work, good work. Good deadlifts, good. Solid wall balls, good. Good work using the squat to help push it overhead. Good work. In here, we are nearing the 9-minute mark. So you need to be finished with at least round 1, moving into round 2 to get through 5. At home, we're going to transition into that squat to press. The 10 of those in 3, 2, 1, and go. Yes. Or ground to overhead. Yes. Perfect. Good. At home, we're moving into the weighted sit-ups, correct? Okay. In 2, 1, and go. Dolly, you are killing it today. You are. I know. Just 10 of them. Yes. Good work coming all the way up, ladies. Good. I know we did leg lowers in the last one. The core is all tired. You're doing well. Hang in there. Yes. Good work. Solid sit-ups, guys. Yes. Good work, good work. Good deadlifts, yes. Good. Make sure we pinch the shoulder blades in the back. Yep, that's it, yeah. Good work. All right, at home, you are moving to that squat to press. You are 3/4 of the way through the workout. So when you are ready, squat to press. You are almost there. I know. The good news is there's more after this. So, but you are killing it. This is a tough workout. People struggled in the last session with this. Go work in here. We are getting close to that 6-minute mark. So you need to have finished 2 rounds, be more than halfway through the 3rd round to finish on time. At home, we are getting ready to do the weighted sit-up again, correct? Okay. In 3, 2, 1. All right, you've got 10 weighted sit-ups. If Holding that weight over your head is a struggle. Bring it closer to your body. That'll make it a little bit easier to get through those sit-ups. That's fine. Okay. And if holding a weight is a struggle at all, put it down and do 10 sit-ups. This is a tough workout. Home at home, the squat to press. We're almost there, Dolly. I see you and you are killing it. You've got this. Yes. Oh, Joanna's throwing it over her head. You got this, Dolly. Yes. Here we go. Drive. Yes. Oh, go work, Joanna. And you're throwing it far, so you have to run to get it. Go work. Go work. Yes. You are almost there. Almost there. Go work. Yes. At home, we've got those weighted sit-ups. When you are ready, you can get started. Again, the weight overhead is bothering you. Keep it in close to the chest. And if it's still bothering you, put it down. That's fine. 10 sit-ups. At home, those squats and presses. You are close. You have worked for 21 minutes. 21 minutes, and you're on the last 3. You can definitely do this. Go work with those deadlifts. Yes. Solid squats and presses, Dolly. Good job. Go work throwing it overhead, Joanna. Go wall balls. Looks good, Angie. Home at home, weighted sit-ups. Last one, 3, 2, and 1. Last set. You are almost there. In here, we have less than 2 minutes. So if we are not finishing up, we should be finishing up round 4 and moving into round 5. Solid deadlifts. Good, Bobby Joe. Good sit-ups, guys. Solid sit-ups. You're almost there. Yes, ladies. Yes. You've got this. You've got this. Go work, Joanna. Yes, Dolly. Good. 1 more minute. You've done 23 squats and presses or those overhead throwing thingies. That's what we're going to call them from now on, Joanna. But you've got 10 of them, and then there's more, but you're done with this part. All right, when you're ready, you get started. In here, we have less than a minute left. Go work, go work. We have about 30 seconds left. Yes, good squats and presses. Hang in. 20 seconds left. Last 10, last 10. 3, 2, 1, and rest. That was awesome, guys. Go work. That was not an easy workout. We are not quite done. I'll explain real quick what's going on if you can strip your weights off the bars, because for the 8 a.m., they're going to use different weights. Like each group was using different weights. So we're just going to always strip the bars. If you can wipe down what you were using. As you do that, I will explain this next part. Get through as much as you can. There were people who chose not to do this. The people who got through 1 or 2 rounds and not all 3, that's fine. Whatever you can get through. It's supposed to be 3 rounds. It'll be the same at home as it would be here. Okay. You have Turkish get-ups. We haven't done these half Turkish get-ups. We haven't done these in a while. So I straighten one leg, but it's out at an angle from my body. I have one knee raised. Okay. And that same knee that is raised, I lift my arm and I've got a kettlebell hanging from it. The kettlebell's on the outside of my arm. Okay. For a Turkish get up, it's only a half Turkish get up. It's about slow, it's about control. I start by rolling up onto my shoulder. I roll up onto my elbow. I'm going to roll up onto my hand, but I'm going to have to slide my hand back, lift my hips, and then come back down. Hips down, slide down to my elbow, slide down to my shoulder, and then roll down. Okay. Key with these, I always pick up too much weight and I always have to drop it because it's slow, it's controlled. So for women, we're talking like maybe 25 or 30-pound kettlebells max for this. Most of the time, like 15s and 20s are okay, or even a 10. It's 3 on one side, then 3 on the other. So again, the arm that is up in the air, that's the knee that is up. The kettlebell is on the outside of the arm, and slow, roll up onto shoulder, elbow, hand, just the hips up. And then we're not coming to a full standing, slow on the way down. What I had a bunch of people in the last session do is go bloop and just kind of like fall down. We want it to be slow on the way down, control on the way down too. It's 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and then we've got dumbbell pullovers. So this is the one where our arms are straight and we just go back and we come up to right above, back and forth 10 times. Okay. All right. So at home and in here, you can get started whenever you would like. I understand if you are good. Thank you very much for coming today. Today was tough. Good work. And here, if you want to get as many rounds as you can, I'm going to put like 7 minutes on the clock because that's kind of when the session is over. People who did do this in the last session got through in about 5 minutes. So if you are sticking around and you're trying to get through, Turkish get-ups are slow, but there's only 3 on each side. So that's a lot faster. I'm sorry that you guys have to listen to this. I don't know how to fix it. How's that? Good. Oh, Dolly, you're getting all the way up. Good. You can do that. That's fine. Yeah. Good work. Yes. Good work, ladies. What I was saying in the last session is people were tired in the last session. So they were slow on the way up, rolling up each part. And then the way down, they just kind of like almost fell. Not fall, like injure themselves. They just were tired. And the key is being controlled on the way down, too. So you get the benefits from that piece. They just weren't getting the benefits. So I didn't say anything because they're not doing it wrong. They just, if you're slow and controlled, pausing at each step, you'll gain more. But you're doing really well. Good. Yes, Joanna. Good. Yep. Good job slowing down on the way down. Yep. Perfect. Solid pullover, Dolly. And go work on the Turkish get-ups, Joanna. That looks good. Good work, ladies. Go work at home. Looks good. Go work at home, ladies. That was good. If you have time, pigeon stretch and child's pose, but I'm going to turn off the recording. Thank you for joining.
Thanks, Steph.